Okay friends, one of the first things we have to do to get started on this mount is to safely raise and support the front of the Jeep so we can get underneath it. After that, you're going to find a big old splash shield coming across the front. Go ahead and remove it so it's out of the way. Now the next thing I want to do is put a jack right underneath this area right here with just enough pressure to add support to this so we can start removing our mount. To start removing this, I'm going to come right up here and I'm going to go ahead and pop the wiring off of there. Now we're going to remove the through bolt that runs across the top of this motor mount. There it is. Now we're going to remove our two rearward bolts. There we are. Let's do the same to the other one. All right, now that we get that out, let's move along and remove this bracket right along here. Let's start with this one. Now let's start removing our forward mounting bolt. Okay, that was a little hard. Now that this is nice and loose, the next thing we need to do is create a little bit more room just so we can squeeze it out of here. So the way to do that is to go ahead and loosen up our 6 mounting bolts for our cradle right here. Let's go ahead and take that out fully. Do the same to the other side. Come through the control arm. We'll loosen this one as well. Do the same to the other side. Carefully pull down on this. There it is, friends. Now let's just put this in. Let's start in all 3 of our mounting bolts. With all 3 of them started, go ahead and start snugging them up. Okay, all 3 of them are snugged. Now let's go ahead and torque them to 112 foot-pounds. Now let's do the same to the rest. Let's use a little bit of red thread locker on our cradle bolts and start putting those in as well. Now let's bottom these out. Now we're going to torque our rearward bolts to 95 and the forward bolts to 58 foot-pounds. Now let's start lowering the engine so the motor mount can line up and we can put in our through bolt. Now we'll snug it up. So now we just want to make sure that we have this nice and tight. The torque spec for this is 48 foot-pounds. Obviously it's going to be a little bit difficult to get a torque wrench in there. Let's get this back up here. With all 3 of those started, but still a little loose, we're going to continue on to starting our engine mount on here. Just going to line up my bolt hole, start that one in, start the other one in, then we'll start snugging all this up. I'll start here, make my way back there, and then we'll do the mount. Let's torque these front bolts to 58 foot-pounds. Let's torque this rear bolt to 95 foot-pounds. Torque the motor mount bolts to 44 foot-pounds. Get our jack out of here. All right, now if you have your shields for under here, go ahead and put those back up as well. Okay friends, we got our rearward motor mount in there. Now what do you gotta do? Go ahead and start up the Jeep, take it for a road test down to your local alignment shop.